Good morning students, welcome to today's class. Today we are going to revise chapter 3, that is matter, which already we have finished. Okay, but before going to start this, let me tell you the portion of unit test. Chapter 1, that is introduction to chemistry, and chapter 2, that is element, compound and mixture. These two chapters will be there in unit test. Okay. Now let's start the revision. First, this experiment we did in our last class, air exert pressure. In this part maybe you are having some doubt, so let me discuss this once again. Here for this experiment we have to take one hard boiled egg and one milk bottle. Okay, you can see one more in this milk bottle, another outlet is there. Okay, this is now here in the first case we have placed the egg on the mouth of the milk bottle, and here the air outside of the bottle and the air inside the bottle both are having same pressure. Okay, so here in the first figure, air pressure is same in both outside and inside of the bottle, so the egg will remain in this manner only on the mouth of the bottle. Now in the second, come to the second figure. Here we have lighted a matchstick, and quickly we will be putting the matchstick, burning matchstick into the bottle, and quickly we will be placing the egg again as it was before on the mouth of the bottle. Now as the matchstick will burn, it will take air, it will heat the air inside the bottle and it will expand. Okay, the air, as it's a gas, so it will expand on heating, so the some of the air will come, it will come out from this from the side of this bottle. Okay, through this outlet side opening. Okay, now we will be just placing our thumb here in this part. We will be extinguish the matchstick. Okay, first we will be, what we did in this case, we have burned the matchstick, we have strike the matchstick, and the burning matchstick we have put into this milk bottle. Okay, and quickly we have replaced the replaced the egg on the mouth of the bottle as it was before. And now after some time, when the air inside the bottle will heat up, it will some of the air will come out from this side opening of the bottle, and then we will be putting our thumb here or putting our finger here. We just extinguish the matchstick. Okay, now the matchstick will extinguish, and only the smoke will come out from this matchstick. Okay, now after some time, the air which was inside the bottle, which is less than it was before, now it's cooled down, and it will again, its volume will decrease. Now at this stage, the pressure inside the bottle, the pressure inside pressure is, here the pressure is more outside of the bottle, air pressure is more outside of the bottle, and inside the bottle the pressure we are writing as PR dot. Okay, in short form. So here pressure is less inside the bottle, and outside of the bottle the pressure is more. So as there are these two pressures are unequal, so the more pressure, where the pressure is more, that side it will exert some pressure on that side where the pressure is less. So there will be a force will act on the egg through the by the air inside, by the air outside, which is whose pressure is more, and it will exert some pressure on the egg, so the egg will get inside the bottle. Okay, which we can see in the third figure. As the pressure outside of the bottle is more than that of the pressure which is inside the bottle. So there will be a force will act on the egg, and it will the forcefully the egg will get inside of the bottle, which we can see in the third figure. Now what we will do, we will just invert the bottle and we will blow air through this side opening. Okay, as we are blowing air through this side opening, so air will get inside. Okay, air will get inside the bottle, and now the pressure inside the bottle, that is more than that of the air outside of the bottle. Here pressure is less outside of the bottle, and here inside pressure is more. When we are blowing air through this side opening, as air is getting inside the bottle, so it will create more pressure than that of the pressure which is exerted by the air outside. Okay, so at this stage, the air inside of the bottle, that will exert some pressure on the egg, and forcefully the egg will come out from the bottle. Though you can see the mouth is narrow than that of the volume of the egg, so easily it cannot come out. So as a pressure is acting on the egg, as force is acting on the egg, so forcefully it will come out from the mouth of the narrow mouth of the bottle, so which we can see in this fifth figure. Now let us discuss the diffusion. This is another property of gases, or for liquids also we can say this property. So diffusion is the intermixing of particles, intermixing of molecules or particles into each other. Okay, and to attain a uniform consistency, we can say, or uniform concentration. Okay, so for this we can take bromine gas, which is reddish brown. See, here we have taken two gas jars. In this gas jar we have taken bromine gas, and here we have taken nothing. That means air is there. Okay, as air is not having any such color and all, so it will looks like that nothing is there inside the gas jar, so it's empty, it's apparently empty, but air is there. Now we have placed a plate in between these two gas jars, which will separate air and bromine gas. Now slowly we will be removing this plate, which we can see in this. We will be removing this plate slowly like this. Now because of diffusion, as bromine gas, its molecule having the random motion, and as well as the molecules of air, that is also having random motion, so they will intermix between each other. There will be a intermixing. Okay, so after some time, this bromine gas and air particles all will get inside, it will get mixed, and here we can see in this second figure the particles of bromine gas, which was shown by the red dots, that will spread all over in this two gas jars. Okay, so as here the bromine gas was in concentrated form, means in a it was kept in a small gas jar, that means in a single gas jar it was kept, so its concentration is more. You can see here the concentration, or the particles of the bromine gas, these are in congested manner, concentrated manner, so the color of the bromine gas is more in this first case. Okay, in the first figure, but here after intermixing, the bromine particles, bromine gases or bromine molecule, it has been spread all over in the two gas jars. That's why its concentration is less, and the color of the bromine gas fades. That means here we will be getting little bit less the brownish color of the gas jar. Okay, so here it was dark red in this first case, and here as the bromine gas has been spread all over in these two gas jars, so its color will fade out little bit, and we will be getting the brownish color of this gasture, two gastures. Okay, so because of diffusion, the bromine gas particles, bromine molecules and air that will intermix in between them, uh, intermixing between these two particles will be there, two type of particles will be there, and afterwards we can see all over in this gasture the color of the bromine gas. So this is because of the diffusion. This diffusion we can see uh, in uh, in our daily life. We can see different examples of diffusion. For incense stick, if we burn a incense stick, if we light a incense stick in a room, then we can feel or we can smell the uh, fragrance of this incense stick all over in the room as well as outside of the room also. As the when we are burning the incense stick, the particles of the incense sticks and all, it will come out as gases. We can see the smoke and all. So with the smoke, the particles of incense stick will come out and it will get mixed with the air, and through air it will spread all over in the room and also outside of the room. So this is another example of diffusion. With perfume also the same thing we can feel. If we spray some perfume at one corner of the room, we can feel the fragrance, we can smell the fragrance from all over of the room or from outside of the room also. This is also because of diffusion. Now, as we know, there are three states of matter. There are main three states of matter: solid, liquid, and gas. Okay, see the structure of the three states of matter. In solid, the particles of solid are arranged in a very closely packed manner. You can see these are the solid particles, and as these are arranged in a closely packed manner, so solid is having a definite shape and size. You can see as the particles are in congested manner, we are having a definite shape of solid. For liquid, as the particles are little bit there are more gap between them than that of the solid, so liquid is not having any such fixed shape. So wherever we will be placing the liquid, wherever we are keeping the liquid, it will take up the shape of that container, as there are space between the particles, lot of space between the particles, so they are not having any fixed shape and size for the liquid. And for gases also, the particles the gaps between the particles are even more in gas. So wherever we are keeping the gas, it will take up the whole space or whole volume of the container, and it will spread all over in the container. So for gases also there are no such fixed shape and size. See the particles, in between the particles, the gap. See, there are some gap even in the solid where the particles are in a very closed or congested manner. There are also having some space in between the particles, okay, which are shown by the blue colored dot. Okay, so these are the gaps between the particles. This is called, this gap is called intermolecular space or interparticular space also we can say, either intermolecular space or interparticular space. And in between the particles, a force will act between them, which is called intermolecular force of attraction. Okay, we have read about cohesion force also. Cohesion force, cohesive force actually, this we have read. Okay, cohesive force is the force same as intermolecular force of attraction, but here cohesive force will act between the like particles. Suppose the particles of gold, and they are same all over, the gold particles are same only, so between two gold particles or between two suppose copper particle or between two um, water particle, the force which will act, that is called cohesive force. but the force between two different particles, the force between hydrogen and the particles between particles of hydrogen and particles of oxygen, if in between the particles some force is there, some force of attraction will act, that is called intermolecular force of attraction. Intermolecular force of attraction for particles of any same kind of particles also we can say, and for different kind of particles also we can say. But cohesive force is the force which will act between the like particles. So cohesive force is a type of intermolecular force of attraction, okay, where the force will act between two like particles. Now see, as the intermolecular space is least, in solid you can see there are as the particles of solid, as the molecules of solid are in closely packed manner, so the intermolecular space is very less in between the solid, whereas for liquid the particles are little bit far apart of each other, so the space between them is more than that of the solid. And for gases, as the particles are far apart, the distance between them is very its maximum is highest than that of the liquid and solid, so the gap in between the particles of gases is maximum. Intermolecular force of intermolecular space is maximum for gases. And as the this is for the intermolecular space, we will say, if we arrange these three states of matter according to intermolecular space and intermolecular force of attraction, see, for intermolecular force of attraction, if we arrange the three states of matter according to intermolecular force of attraction, then in solid it is maximum, so it will come first. Then in liquid the intermolecular force of attraction is little bit less than that of the solid, and in gases it is least. Okay, so in gas intermolecular force of attraction is least, in liquid it is moderate, and in solid it is maximum. Now for intermolecular space, as in solid it is highly dense, it is the particles are in congested manner, so intermolecular space is least in solid. Then in liquid the space is little bit more than that of the solid, and in gases the intermolecular space is maximum. Okay, so we can arrange the three states in this manner for intermolecular space. So students, this is all for today. As you are doing, you go through this, revise this chapter once again, and at the same time you revise the portion which is there in the unit test also. Okay, slowly you revise those things also. So this is all for today. Have a good day.